Alright, so in this video, Vishal is throwing Ani off of a cliff. We have to find the distance he lands, the time he lands, the final velocity of Ani, the angle he lands at, and the apex. So first, we have to find the velocity pretty much of the x direction and the y direction. So by doing that, we can do r cosine theta and r sine theta. So our r is 25.0 meters per second. We don't have to do that. And it's just cosine, that's a C, 64.5, and that. And then we can set up our other one, which is 25.0 sine 64.5, and those equal up to 25 cosine 64.5, 10.8 meters per second. Then 25 sine 64.5, we get 22.6 meters per second. So those are our velocities for each. Now we can set up an equation using the SX, or the displacement equation, which comes out to V initial 10.8 times time. And then there is nothing affecting it on the x-axis, so our acceleration is 0 because gravity isn't affecting the x-axis, only the y. So that's our displacement reaction or equation. And then for here, sy, we have to do something. We have to do 22.6 times time, and this does have acceleration, plus 1/2 negative 9.81 t squared. So now that we have those two equations set up, we can pretty much, well, actually we do know the sy, which it's final minus initial. So the final, is 0 and the initial is 10. So sy is actually negative 10. So that equals 22.6 t plus 1/2 negative 9.81 times t squared. Now we can solve for t by doing numeric solver, and I won't waste your time doing that, but pretty much when you do that, it comes out to negative 0.407, 5.01, and this time unit is in seconds. So now that we have our seconds, we can find the displacement of the x. We can just plug in t, which is 5.01, into this. So sx equals 10.8 times 5.01. We get 10.8 times 5.01. We get 54.1 meters. So the distance Ani traveled was 54.1 meters. Our next step is to find the final velocities of Ani. So again, we got our x and we got our y, and we can use the equation Vf equals V naught plus AT. So Vf equals 10.8 plus AT. Well, think again, there is no A. Gravity is not affecting the x-axis, so it's just 0. So honestly, Vf is 10.8 meters per second. Boom, how simple was that? Now for the next one, Vf equals 22.6 plus negative 9.81 times time, and we can use 5.01, and we can just plug all those numbers in and find a Vf, and that is really easy, and the final answer comes out to negative 26.5 meters per second. And does that make sense? Well, yes, because it's falling, so it's negative. So the velocity of the x-axis is going right, so this makes sense. Boom. And it's going down, so it's going negative. So both these VFs make sense. Our next step is to find the angle in which Ani lands at. So how do we do that? Well, we did this pretty much the first unit. What's the setup? It's tan inverse of y over x. And what do we use? Well, we use our vector. So our VF for y is tan inverse y, which is negative 26.5, over x, 10.8. And let's plug this in our calculator. Tan inverse negative 26.5 over 10.8. What do we get? Negative 67.8. So yeah, equals negative 8 and degrees. So that is the angle at which Ani lands at. All right, and our final step is to find the apex at which Ani was. So we can use the equation VF squared equals V naught squared plus 2AS, and S is displacement. So what do we do for VF squared? Well, think about it. This is a parabola, right? And this is the apex. And what's the velocity of the apex? Well, there is none. It's at a standstill. The velocity is 0, final velocity. So what we can do here is 0 squared equals 0. So 0 equals V naught squared. Well, what is V naught? It's 22.6 squared. We're using the y here, 22.6 meters per second squared, plus 2, what's the acceleration? Negative 9.81. And what is s? Well, it's final minus initial. Final is literally what we're trying to find, so we can do sy minus initial. What's the initial? 10 meters. 10. So what can we do here? We can plus 10 to each side to get 10 equals 22.6 squared plus 2, negative 9.81 sy. And we literally use numeric solvers. So we can go math. And we get 10, and then 22.6 squared plus 2 times negative 9.81, and x is our sy. We go 0, and we go alpha solve. What do we get for our sy? Well, the apex equals 26.0 meters. And that is how to find all of the important stuff.